Coming up on Fulton Today, what you need to know about the process of paying your property taxes, due next week. And we'll show you what happens when the county manager goes back to jail for a first appearance hearing. Fulton Today starts right now. Welcome to Fulton Today, everyone. Let the tax collections begin. The deadline to pay for property tax bills is next week. The tax commissioner says that this year should be a good year for collections, given all of the new methods that property owners can use to pay their bills. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has this story.
You can still use cash, credit card, or checks to pay your bill in person here at the Fulton County Tax Commissioner's office. But now you can also use your smartphone to pay your bill. Paying your property taxes is a little easier now.
New this year, you have on each tax bill or salary raise bill a QR code. You can use your smartphone and that QR code to directly access your tax bill.
Once you scan the QR code, your smartphone will take you directly to your tax bill where you can pay it from your phone. It's another option the tax commissioner's office is making to residents. Last year, the office made credit cards another option of payment. The tax commissioner also wants to remind residents that you cannot appeal your property tax bill.
You cannot appeal a tax bill. However, you can appeal the assessment, your property assessment, which is used to calculate the tax bill.
Those assessments were sent to each property owner back in June, and owners had 45 days to appeal their assessments. That time has expired, so tax bill payments are due by October 15th. You can also pay your property taxes online at fultoncountytaxes.org or by calling 404-613-6100. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you, Priscilla. Meanwhile, Fulton partners with several agencies to help its residents land a job. The Office of Workforce Development and Chairman John Eves is hosting a career expo October 14th at Welcome All Park. And to help participants make a good impression, they are also hosting a series of readiness workshops. Now, topics ranged from writing effective resumes and interviewing skills to dressing for success.
We really want to bring opportunities that you won't normally see on a daily basis. So we're really expecting our residents to come ready for anything. Again, taking that second glance at their resumes, making sure that someone else actually proofread those resumes so that they can again present themselves their best self and their professional self to these professionals that they'll be meeting at this job fair.
Again, the Job Expo is scheduled for October 14th at Welcome All Park. It will run from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stakeholders in the county's juvenile justice system come together to help children at risk. Juvenile court presiding judge Willie Lovett and judges from both state and superior courts met to discuss the Dual Status Youth Initiative. Now, this program is designed to help children and youth involved in DFACS and the juvenile justice system. Now, statistics show that children involved in both systems have higher rates of suicide, adult incarceration, and mental health issues.
And what Fulton County is doing is developing a process to proactively address these issues and improve those outcomes for these kids.
The initiative is supported by the Robert F. Kennedy National Resource Center for Juvenile Justice. The executive director for that organization took part in the reception.
The bottom line is we're trying to change those opportunities for those youth, create real opportunities for those youth so they can have the future that we would all dream of for our own children.
The county is one of 4 jurisdictions across the country selected to take part in this program. Fulton County's emergency management team successfully wrapped up National Preparedness Month, but its director says that residents should have an emergency plan all year long. Having that plan can make all the difference in the world.
While the Atlanta Fulton County Emergency Center is calm right now, that's not the case in times of emergencies. Law enforcement and public safety agencies swarm the room, executing their already well-defined plan of action. Well, it's that same kind of planning that emergency preparedness officials say residents should have at home. The theme for this year's National Preparedness Month is Don't Wait, Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
One of the important things with the mitigation plan is trying to go ahead and reduce or eliminate the risk to humans and the property from man-made or natural disasters.
In an effort to avoid past weather-related emergencies like predictions of bad weather in February of this year and the infamous snowstorm in January 2014, Kallmeyer says community support and input is important.
So what we're going to do is have 3 community meetings. We'll actually be pushing that information out as it goes along. We just did the kickoff process not long ago, and we're working with our partners to capture some information. And hopefully within the months of November or December this year, we're going to have our first meeting that will go out to the public, and we'll ask for people to come. And we're looking at using some of our brand new Fulton County libraries to actually host these meetings and get people to just to see what's actually going to happen and to get their input and see if it makes sense to them.
Officials say a big part of survival is having a plan and keeping an emergency kit tailored to the needs of your family.
So look to see what your particular needs are. You want to make sure you have enough things to take care of yourself for a minimum 72 hours.
Kallmeyer also suggests you rotate and restock the items in your emergency kit on a regular basis. He also recommends a NOAA weather radio.
Don't wait just for National Preparedness Month. Don't wait for severe weather weeks. Go ahead and do it every day. Make sure you set some time, review your plans, take a look at your smoke detectors, look at carbon monoxide detectors. Winter's right around the corner. Start thinking about what you need to have in your car, your workplace, and your home to go ahead and be safe and successful. That's the most important thing. Plan now, don't wait till later.
If you have any questions about emergency plans and survival kits, go to the Atlanta Fulton County Emergency Management website. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Daryl Carver.
Thank you very much. Fulton's top executive gets a close-up look at just what happens during a first appearance hearing at the county jail. As a part of his weekly tours of county departments and facilities, Dick Anderson paid another visit to the Rice Street facility to see how public defenders handle their hearings. They visited the courtroom inside the jail. Public defenders provide legal representation for indigent defendants unable to hire an attorney to represent them in a court of law.
So I was able to go with the public defender's office, see that entire process, listen to Judge Frazier go through case by case and find either probable cause or not. And again, what I was struck by is just the sheer volume that our folks deal with and professionally deal with. In some way are able to make split-second decisions that really do affect lives, both for the good perhaps, and then also in the case of when justice is being served. It was truly an amazing experience.
Vernon Pitts is the Fulton County Public Defender. Members of his team were in court during this county manager's visit. Now, this was Mr. Anderson's second time visiting the county jail. And still to come, county seniors and youth speak out about their futures. Hear what they have to say in our district-by-district coverage next. Residents pack multiple forums for services for the aging and youth, and another new library officially opens its doors. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage. We begin with Chairman John Eves as he welcomes a White House official to the Government Center. Dr. Marvin Carr is a policy advisor to the Chief Technology Officer at the White House. He stopped by recently to have a one-on-one with the at-large commissioner.
Fulton County is not only one of the top counties in the state of Georgia, but we are nationally recognized, and we certainly are on the radar screen of the President Obama administration. So we've had many cabinet officials to come through here, White House officials to come through here, and so today we're just honored to have one of many, Dr. Marvin Carr, so it's very much a privilege and an honor to host him.
Commissioner Eves has met with several White House officials during his tenure as chairman of the board. In District 3, North Fulton residents come out to address issues affecting seniors. As a part of the ongoing strategic planning forums hosted by Fulton's Aging and Youth Services Department, a group gathered at the Dorothy C. Benson facility to voice their concerns and questions. The county wants to hear from the community, parents, nonprofits, and other stakeholders about the issues impacting Fulton's oldest and youngest populations.
The forum was very effective, well run, timely, and a very good exercise to get the people involved in what's going on. The concern I have is to see the results down the line.
There were multiple sessions held at the Benson Center as a part of the forums. Meanwhile, seniors at the Helene S. Mills facility also got in on the conversation about aging and youth services. There were a few forums hosted at this venue as well. Like in other sessions, participants of the center had a lot of ideas about services.
By hearing directly from them about the issues impacting them, also want to understand the issues impacting the agency itself, what's working, what's not working, and also want to do more than just understanding problems and hearing about problems. We want to hear about solutions.
I really enjoy the forum because this is the first time that I'm attending. I'm just joining the Mills Center after just a recent retirement, and I find it very informative to get everybody involved.
This is the final week of the Aging and Youth Strategic Planning sessions. We'll hear from the director of the department about the overall feedback received at the forums next week. In District 5, Fulton County officials celebrate the grand opening of the Metropolitan Branch Library. Located at 1332 Metropolitan Parkway, this new branch replaces what was the oldest library in the system.
I think it's great. I think it gives the kids in the neighborhood a projects, things to do instead of just hanging out after school. It gives them a safe place to congregate while learning things. It's very, very important.
Reading is fundamental, and we must teach our children at a young age the importance of reading. And this is a great place to bring students, to bring the community together, to learn more, to celebrate together. And it's a great day in Fulton County.
There is so much to see in this new library branch, so we'll have much more on the grand opening later in the show. And finally, District 6 Commissioner Emma I. Darnell wraps up her State of District 6 Town Hall meetings. A packed room at the Harriet G. Darnell facility, both listened and gave comments about a host of concerns in the community.
It's very important for us to come out and to get involved in our government, to let our representatives know what we need, whether they are representing us or not.
We are very grateful tonight to have heard from citizens from District 6, all the way from Union City to Cascade Road, because without this valuable information that I received tonight, in spite of the excellent information I've received so far, I would not have had the complete story.
Commissioner Darnell hosted 3 town hall style meetings over the past few weeks. In addition to the Darnell facility, the commissioner also visited the South Fulton Service Center and the Southwest Arts Center. All of the meetings were very well attended. And when we come back, a new approach to improve community health. Stay with us. Creating healthier communities is truly a team effort. That's why the county's health department invited everyone from health professionals to parents for free training. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn has our story.
From walkable communities to policy change, the health department is working at top-notch speed toward healthier communities.
I mean, that's the idea. At the heart of it, it's a simple idea. Make the community healthier.
The Fulton Partnerships to Improve Community Health, or PITCH program, held 2 workshops. Participants learned how bike lanes, sidewalks, and trails make communities more walkable and appealing.
When we do that, we not only get the public health benefit of people live longer, healthier lives, less chronic disease, but we also see an economic benefit. These are desirable places to live.
The second meeting focused on implementing policy changes that would have a long-term impact on health. The nonprofit partner organizations in attendance said they would use the information to directly benefit their respective communities.
by planning ahead and educating ourselves first on the strategies and the best way to do things is going to help us tremendously on how we get things done.
We plan to take it back to our church leaders and see how we can use what we learned today to kick off our program for the HIV/AIDS in our area.
These workshops are made possible by the PITCH program, which is funded by the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
Thank you very much. Meanwhile, Fulton's behavioral health professionals say that teenagers are facing a high rate of dating abuse, and they say there are warning signs. Later this month, the county will host a teen dating violence presentation. Now, this program will discuss what healthy relationships look like and offer resources for victims.
Oftentimes, the warning signs can be obvious. So, for example, a lot of times somebody who's involved in an unhealthy relationship can be dealing with somebody who is trying to isolate them from family and friends, somebody who is trying to be controlling or manipulating. Sometimes it's someone who can put on the charm when they're around their family and friends, but then as soon as they get in private settings, they're a little bit more mean and demeaning towards them.
Organizers say 8 out of 10 girls involved in abusive relationships stay with their abuser. And 1 in 5 high school girls have been physically or sexually assaulted by a dating partner. Now, teens are encouraged to attend the event at the Oak Hill Child, Adolescent, and Family Center on Saturday, October 17th from noon to 2 p.m. If you or somebody you know needs assistance dealing with teen dating violence, you can call the center anytime, 404-612-9090. The county's top health professionals welcome delegates from West Africa to talk about outbreaks like Ebola. The group met at the Aldrich Health Center to share their experiences dealing with the infectious disease. Both parties discussed their successes and lessons learned.
We didn't have the resources, we didn't have the human resource, the material and human resources to be able to adequately handle Ebola when it came. The disease was new to us.
4 countries in West Africa sent representatives to the International Visitor Leadership Program. They traveled for about 2 weeks to different health facilities in the U.S. Some of the delegates said Fulton's team showed them how crisis preparedness helps relieve fears for staff and the public. During the Ebola virus outbreak last year, the county held several educational and training events for staff in case they treated a patient with Ebola symptoms. And still to come, exposing a new generation of females to aviation. Stay with us. More now on the newest branch to open in the library system. The Metropolitan Library is 25,000 square feet. It is the 7th new library to open during phase 1 of the library's building program. The Metropolitan Library is a green building design just like the others in the project. Now, before it was built, residents had the chance to weigh in on the construction of the building so that it reflects their community.
We just want people to use the library. We thank you for this opportunity to serve, but we need them to come in and really take part in it. Bring your children, bring your grandchildren, bring yourself, because it's a wonderful place. It's open and airy and it's inviting. We invite everyone. Come.
Learning should be all in all formats, not just on the internet, but they need to actually physically hold a book. I mean, it just means so much.
The Southeast Atlanta Library is expected to open later this year. It's the final new branch to open in the library building project. Voters overwhelmingly passed a referendum in 2008 agreeing to pay for the library's master plan. And finally, girls interested in aviation got a chance to see what it's like to fly a plane. Girls ages 8 to 16 filled the Aviation Community Cultural Center for Girls in Aviation Day. The Rhythm of the Wings chapter of Women in Aviation organized the free event. Participants got a chance to use a flight simulator and design their own airport. They also heard from several female professionals in the industry.
This information is important to start at a very young age. And if we don't want to wait until the kids are dropping out of school or it's too late.
I want to see
some of those young women who are in there flying some of these planes as airline pilots or in the military, or just for the fun of it, if they want to buy their own plane, if they're in the corporate world and they can do it, I want to see them fly.
Organizers say the event was a way to let girls know what great careers are available to them as pilots, dispatchers, air traffic controllers, and dozens of other jobs within the aviation community. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to connect with you online. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, anytime on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.